Hello everybody and welcome to the Guf 500 Regional Edition. I'm Nathan.
The man, O'Brien,
Yes.
Sitting here with Lincoln, single female lawyer Johnston, and we are in for an exciting 10 rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Action today.
It's going to be thrilling and intense. We've got a bunch of really great feature matches coming up for you today. I'm feeling excited.
I am feeling excited. In fact, our first feature match is quite exciting.
Right.
We have ourselves Ashiko Garen McCord.
Yes. Fan favorite, I believe.
Fan favorite.
Chocolate champion.
My chocolate champion, personally. He is notably achieved winning the very first Guf 500, smashing out Henry in the finals.
In a very, very intense matchup. And
And Kane Cunningham is fresh off a top 32 at the most recent YCS Sydney.
Yes, did very well.
Congratulations to him.
Yes. So, how are you feeling about today's tournament, Lincoln?
I am feeling absolutely great about today's tournament. It's nice to be here in beautiful sunny Fortitude Valley
In the middle of
at
Brisbane.
my favourite locals, Guf.
Yes, Guf Brisbane. Guf Brisbane is
Guf
a very,
Brisbane.
very great place to play. I'm interested to see a couple of the new decks that have been out since the start of this month. We've got Volcanics running around, we've got Heroes running around, coming off the Structure deck, and of course, all the new support for the meta decks like Clifford, Shadow,
Satellarknights,
Burning Abyss.
especially with the addition of Satellarknight Diamond.
Yes.
Which is a card that
Very,
has
very
really
great.
made the strategy a lot more viable as of recent.
Yes, a lot of people finding this card very, very helpful in their Satella.
Absolutely, I find that it's a beating against BA, that's for sure. Especially when they just trevor your entire board, smack you for 21, put the diamond down, and it's really difficult to out unless you have a Snatch Steal or an enemy
That's what I
controller.
was going to say. I was hearing that there are very few creative outs coming. We'll see what happens during today's tournament.
My favorite is to just Regeki it and give them the business.
Yes, that's usually a very good out, especially for people playing Clifford's.
Yep.
Seeming that you can't special summon while you have a face-up Clifford Splendor monster in your zone.
That is always an issue.
Anyway, we should get to the game.
I believe we should be starting very
Yes.
soon.
Oh, they're already up. All the
We
way
are
in.
already in.
Oh, looks like Ash has gone
apologies,
first.
that Ashiko appears to have gone first.
Very
is
well.
that a Satellarknight Skybridge there from Kane Cunningham? And it is. In fact, he plays 2 of this card. Let me just bring up the card text on that interesting one.
See Ash there sporting the Guf merchandise. He's wearing his Guf shirt. And on the back, I believe it does say, "Save me, Ashiko."
I believe it does say Save Me Ashiko. And we have Kane just rubbing it into people just a little bit that he did top that YCS. So here we have Satellarknight Skybridge. So I'm assuming this allows for some more turn 1 diamond combos.
It's looking that way, but Ash looks like he shut down the play with the Wing Blast.
As Wing Blast is wont to do. Discarding a Seer, which is always very handy
It's
for the
gonna
Burning
give him
player.
a lot of
just
board
getting
presence
him
straight
some
up.
free card advantage.
Yes. Kane's thinking. What are we waiting on here? Kane draws a card.
So we have Ashiko with a Graph in defense mode, 2 Dantes, versus Kane's just Satellarknight Altair.
Are they asking for a ruling?
Very possibly.
I think Ash is trying to see if Satellarknight Altair resolves when it's been Wing Blast. Now, when you open up against Burning Abyss going second and you see a board like that,
It can be really difficult for this Satellarknight player because it's very difficult
so
to make...
the LTA does resolve.
Yes. It's very difficult to make Trevor turn 1. Without, I'm assuming Skybridge is the idea for making Trevor turn 1.
Yes.
Because it gets Satellar in your graveyard for you to actually resolve the Altair with this, your standard Vega Altair to Neb combo to make your 3x4s.
To make it 3, yeah, put the Trevor on the board.
Put the...
I mean, it'd be very
Trevor
advantageous
straight
for him
down.
to have the Trevor straight up, because he wouldn't get the 2 Dantes.
Absolutely
Great.
In fact, it seems like Kane's options are very limited here, because from what I understand from Skybridge, he can only special summon Satellarknight monsters this turn.
Yes.
Yes, so he can only summon Tello monsters this turn. Here's hoping he doesn't forget that line of text, and we see Ashoka now reading that card. So both players should be familiar with the condition, and as of yet...
It would be very good if you could still put Diamond on the board.
There are no 2x4 Tellarknight exceeds, are there, Nathan?
No, there are none. They all require 3.
I believe that's coming out next set.
Yes, and there's one where it's the discard 1 to skip your opponent's turn.
It's the detach 7.
Oh, yeah, sorry, detach.
Yeah, that card is hectic.
I'm really interested to see if anybody actually tries to pull that off.
Well, I feel like the idea with it is just going to be, you make it, you put a Deltros underneath it, I believe is its effect, and then you rank it up to Satella's Diamond.
You rank it up?
Yeah, because it still counts as a Satellarknight Exceed for Diamond.
It does. Still interested to see how it plays, because playing the rank up obviously seems like putting a lot of cards into a single Exceed monster.
Very possibly, but all of that starts from just a Altair.
That is true.
And Altair really is just the linchpin of this strategy, with your free, as we call, Wolfbark effects.
So Kane decides to make the excitement to clear the board.
Which
Ash is going to get a lot of effects here.
And it's possible that Kane went first and we missed it, and he used Skybridge in Ashoka's end phase.
That could be true as well.
Because both players did read the Skybridge, so I'm assuming
was the
we are just behind here. So Ashiko is going to get a whole lot of triggers here. 2 from Dante. I'm assuming 1 from Graf, and he has a Scum ready for the end phase.
He didn't get any of the cards that were underneath Dante. But
I don't think so. There was a tour guide and a rubric.
Yeah.
Neither of which are floaties. So we see here, is that a Farfa, I believe?
I believe that is a Farfa.
So
there's a lot of these Malabranch cards, they all...
The new ones I'm still finding a little bit hard to distinguish between the two at a distance. But Farfa's really nice as it has that banish until end phase effect.
Yes.
So it's going to allow Ashoka to clear the Excitement Knight without losing the rest of his board, which is really important to keep card advantage and just put the pressure on.
Now, if he does banish the Excitement, does it return with materials?
It does not return with materials.
So
no.
He's not a threat for him, no?
Not a threat anymore. It will just be a 1900 vanilla.
And obviously, does Ash have less cards than Kane?
At this point, I would say Ashiko would probably have more cards.
I would be assuming that Ash...
Because he did just get 3 from his destruction triggers. He's going to draw a card per turn, so he should have at least 5 cards just in hand.
Yes. Well, I assume that he'll be dealing with the Excitement before he enters the battle phase anyway.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm assuming he's just going to summon another Burning Abyss. Yeah, so we see a Rubik Special summoned, and he's either going to Synchro or... So here we go. A Synchro summon for
Virgil?
Virgil, the Rockstar of the Burning Abyss. And so he can either decide to blink the Exciting Knight with the Farfa effect, or discard a card and shuffle it back into the extra deck. So he does opt to blink it. Probably going to use Virgil to spin some of Kane's back row and clear away from the rest
what
of the
kind of cards would he have set?
Well, knowing Satellarknights, it's usually just Satellanova Alphas, Call of the Haunteds, and having a look at Kane's deck list here, he also has Fiendish Chains and Breakthrough Skills.
I was going to say, he doesn't look like he's playing many Floodgates, which you've seen a lot of the Satella decks that do play that.
Absolutely.
Like Shadow Mirrors and
Shadow Mirrors
in the main deck, Vanity's Emptiness.
Vanity's Emptiness is a very good example.
Does he have Emptiness in the deck at all?
He does not play any copies of Vanity's Emptiness, no.
See, I'm sure that's a card that Ash is actually worried about playing Burning Abyss.
Absolutely.
It's always something that you've got to keep on your mind playing this deck, because you are special summoning a lot, and all your players do rely on the special summon.
Yeah, so sometimes it can just really be crippling is your opponent has...
Sends the seed to the graveyard.
Just a monster on the field.
Oh no, I'm just talking about what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. So we have the Dante revived by the Seer. And there we go, now someone with a tour guide.
Does he have a response? Fiendish Champion, very good here.
Interesting that Ashiko opted to put the Dante in defense mode this turn, so perhaps a concession to Mirror Force, so he just keeps some board presence. So here we have another Dante to detach a Graf.
Detaches
the tour guide. Again, playing around Mirror Force, I
was going to say, he doesn't want to lose too many cards by pushing in. 2 attacks go in.
So then we have Kane at 3,000 versus Ashiko at 8k. And Kane appears to have no cards in hand and 2 back row.
And he'll get his Excitement back, which
he will in fact get his Excitement back, which is going to be almost completely irrelevant on this
Exactly, it's not going to... He's got 1 card in hand.
He has 1 card.
Ash sets 1, which you would presume has a Fire Lake.
So what traps does Ash play in his deck?
I believe... He doesn't play Ash, he plays a 3 Wing Blast and 3 Fire Lake, so...
Okay, that's interesting.
There you go.
That also could be... Fire Lake. Also could be, oh, it is the Fire Lake. Yeah, it could be saying enemy controller,
or
MST.
well, he's lost an MST. from the excitement I played last turn.
And here we go, Kane with a nice power play of Call the Haunted, a Vega, to summon the Altair from his hand, and then summon a Deneb to search for another Altair.
It does look like he's
going to be able to land the Trevor into...
Has he put the excitement back on the board, or is this still in Ash's main phase 2?
This, I'm assuming, is in the end phase. They just haven't resolved Farfa yet.
Yes. Let's hope they remember. It's a problem that I have playing the Burning Abyss deck, and it's the reason why I chose not to play the deck. I
You
always
remember
forget
your end phase
The end
effects.
phase triggers always get me, and the worst one is Scar, because it's so important. And as soon as you forget it,
You just feel like an absolute dunce.
you do. You feel like a dunce, and you just don't want to play anymore. It's really, really frustrating. And Trevor hits the board.
Yep, well here we have Trevor, and this card is just...
This is actually
The
really,
real-
really worrying for Ash. He's got one card in hand. He's going to trigger a graph and summon another card.
Absolutely.
But
So
he's
this is
down
the
on
real
cards.
power play for Satella Knights.
Yes.
The Vega combo into Trevor to just clear the board.
And this card is really, really scary sometimes. You know, there's not much life in the game, and it's late in the game. Like I said, they call the Haunted the Altair, and all of a sudden you're down on cards.
Yeah, you're down on cards.
And he's got 2-1.
Bloody I'm off. I'll see you guys later.
Sorry about that, guys. So he summons another Farfa.
Farfa being, I would say, absolutely the correct choice here.
Exactly, because if you tax over it, you get to banish the Trevor.
Which I'm assuming he is not going to attack over this card. What's likely going to happen is Kane will just pass to his main phase 2, make a Diamond, and Diamond has the really sick ability of being able to detach to negate Dark Monster's abilities.
Is that in the graveyard, or is it just on
Oh
the
no,
field?
in general.
Yes.
So it's actually very hard for the Burning Abyss player to clear because basically you're only out to it Snatch Steal, Enemy Controller, and Virgil.
Exactly. Well, Ash can't send cards in the grave either from the deck.
Absolutely. So it's very hard for a Ashiko to summon a Virgil with a Diamond on the field because it can negate the special summon effect of Rubik.
Yes.
And it can negate the resummon effect of Seer. So
Kane's obviously thinking quite hard about what he's doing.
I believe it would be a misplay to attack in here.
Oh no, I would not. I definitely not attack here.
I also don't think it would be a great idea to make him discard a card because I think Kane should probably know the last card in Ashiko's hand. I'm assuming it's a Burning Abyss monster that he's seen.
Yes, he did make him discard.
And it was another graph.
There's another graph, and Ash decided
Which has, I'm assuming, been triggered already this turn, yes?
Yes, he's already used it.
Okay, so
he
that
summoned
was
the Farfa with the first graph.
absolutely correct.
There we go.
So here we see...
He summoned another Altair.
Yes, so I'm assuming
Deneb
he's...
searching. I'm assuming Castell.
Yeah, Castell the Farfa's fine. Let's him put some more damage in.
It's a lot of damage, but it also puts...
Oh,
Ash
21,
on.
as the Castell won't be able to attack.
Exactly. But... Abyss Dweller.
So here we have Abyss Dweller, which is
That's probably
that is
the correct
much
play.
better.
Yes.
So here we have Ash at
You
59
can activate it
versus...
in Ash's turn. Yeah. And Ash forfeits game 1.
So there we have Kane up a game.
Well, that was very...
That was brutal. Just
Yeah, I was
shows,
going to say that was very hard for Ash to get out of that. There was a Diamond and an Abyss Dweller.
it just shows
how strong Trevor is.
how strong Trevor into...
Just looking at Ash's side deck here, he's got 3 Diffusion, 3 Fairy Wind, 2 Geometry, 2 Puppet Plant, 2 DD Crow, 2 Magnum Shield, and a Dark Hole. You'd assume he'd be siding in the DD Crows and the Dark Hole, wouldn't he?
I would absolutely assume that, yes. The DD Crow can be really important in just clearing that Trevor play.
It's just not really Trevor play, but it shuts down the early Altair plays.
Absolutely. It knocks the Denevs out of the graveyard,
Yes.
so that they're just left with a 1700 vanilla.
It's also be interesting to see what Ash sides out.
Does Ashoka have extra MSTs on his side?
He does not.
Just Fairy Winds, okay.
Magnum
So-
Shield. It's a card he's putting in the side there. Spicy Ashiko tech there.
Well, Magnum Shield, it's reasonably standard now as just an out to Apocalypse Killer towers.
Yeah.
Sorry. Being that it puts your Dante to 5,000 attack, which is
There's a lot of people
oftentimes...
doing that at the tournament here today. We've seen a lot of different things to pump up the Dantes.
And 5,000 or 4,500 is oftentimes larger than 3,000.
Yes.
So from Kane, we have on his side a Thunder King, 2 Zombie World, 2 Twister, 2 Forbidden Chalice, 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, 2 Imperial Iron Walls, a Dust Tornado, a Torrential, and a Soul Drain. So the obvious side-ins to this matchup would just be a Soul Drain and triple Shadow Imprisoning Mirror to just
That's what I would say.
really, really shut down the floating
Ash
power
is
of the Burning
siding
Abyss
out
deck.
3 cards that is there. See, I was interested with Ash. I was just thinking, he's playing the Maxis. Would you keep them in, or would you take them out?
I'm torn on Maxis against the Tunnel Knights. I think it's fine because when you get Trevored, you generally lose a lot of card advantage.
Yes.
And if you can maxi them on the Vega, sometimes they just won't make the Trevor. I'd have fear for you drawing 2, 3, 4-ish cards.
Yeah,
like
like
Diamond.
you're hitting me out.
So it lets you dig towards your outs to Diamond. And as for in the chat, Ashoka plays DD Crow over Cycle Reader because DD Crow is good in the Volcanic matchup, whereas Cycle Reader is a blank. So while Cycle Reader is a lot better against the Tellarknights, DD Crow is really good for interrupting the quick play Regeki effects from Scatter Shot.
Exactly.
So Ashoka
Hello
likes
to everybody who is watching the stream here. We're having lots of fun reading all your posts on the chat here.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Big Ben Kingsford.
Watching at home.
Bob.
Unfortunately,
the
couldn't make it to the
regional
regionals today.
Train ride too far, pal.
Train ride's a little bit too far. So Ashoka, absolutely, when I'm sitting in the Ashoka seat, I actually do like siding in Fairy Winds in this matchup. Maybe not the full 3, but a lot of the time you can hit a Floodgate and a Call of the
I was going to say,
Haunted.
he's definitely going to be holding his MSTs for the Floodgate.
Oh, absolutely.
Playing BA, because seeing Shadow Mirror early is really, really detrimental to Kane.
To Ashiko.
Yes, that's the one. It's important to Kane.
So it'll be interesting to see whether Ashiko decides to go first or second here. I'm assuming he
Is that
will
an honest in Kane's hand?
go
I see
first.
there?
You know how it is with these light decks. They always have honest.
They always have. Oh, well, it's at 2 now.
They 100% always have it.
He's playing 2, so
Of
yes,
course he's playing.
it gives him 50% chance.
I would say it's closer to 95% chance
Yes,
to open
they
honest.
always have it.
The mystery was he didn't actually have it last
Ash
game.
opens Dante, discards the Rubik.
Sending 3 cards, he hits the graph.
That's a shame seeing the MST in the grave.
Sometimes the mills can be a little brutal, but
Especially-
hitting the graph is very good for
Yes.
Ashiko here.
He gets to make ball presents. I know, like, I would be sad to see the MST in the grave if I was Ash. I would really want to have that early.
And here we go with Ashoka, perfectly representing Fire Lake.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I see people cutting Fire Lake down to 1 in their Burning Abyss decks now. Do you feel... Like, I kind of feel sometimes that the threat of the Fire Lake is larger than the Fire Lake itself.
That is a very good point. Well, there's sort of 2 directions you can with the Burnings at the moment, where you can either play 0 or 1 trap, or just the 1 Fire Lake to capitalize with the Kagna, which can send it from deck to grave, or you play sort of more of a 6 to 8 amount of traps. You play some discard traps, some Wing Blast, the Fire Lake, some Karma Cuts perhaps.
Also seeing Divine Wrath being played.
Yes, okay. Negated many of your discs, Nathan.
Yes, well that's what I was going to say. I play Cliff Force. As soon as I see 2 Burning Abyss monsters and 1 card set, it makes you play, puts you on edge.
I mean, if you don't have the MST in hand, you just know you're going to pass the turn and your whole field is gone.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like I went 1-3 at the latest locals that we played last Wednesday here at Guf, and last 3 rounds they had MST twice.
Yeah, it's just MST.
And it's just like, look, okay, I can deal with 1 MST, but you can't play when they've got 2. Especially when you need your Scout Search. Okay,
Here we
so
have
the
a nuke into Skybridge opening. And we have Ashika with the Maxi. So we're going to draw a whole lot of cards here if Kane decides to commit.
Well, there you go.
And it appears Kane is in fact committing. So we see him grabbing the Altair. And that Altair is probably going to get that Vega back, which the Uniconlai put to the graveyard. And then if he just has the sick trifecta and just has the Deneb in hand,
we'll get there.
we will in fact get there. But we see
Okay.
Ashiko with the DD Crow on the Vega.
There you go.
So that DD Crow and Maxi really showing you the power of hand traps out of these decks. Being able to interact in your opponent's turn without your opponent being able to MST your cards away.
Exactly.
And
Fire
there's
Lake straight
Fire Lake
off
the
the board.
whole field, hitting an Alpha, another trap.
You get
and
Sir Scum. And
Dante. Dante, right?
Lots of value for Ash.
Oh, Ash is currently on an express ride to
Well, it
Value
was
City.
great. He saw the Maxi, which we were talking about before. You know, it's like keeping it in or siding it out. He obviously decided to keep it in.
Which I feel is correct.
I probably would have taken it out, but that's just how I play. But it worked for Ash in this situation. He got the DD Crow, shut down the upper air play, and flipped the Fire Lake for mad value.
Oh, there's nothing so fine as going first and just end phase. I'm going to destroy everything you care about.
How do you like having no cards, pal?
I mean, I'm a fan of looking at my opponent
What
and
did
being
Ash send
lost
to
by
grave
cards.
of Kane's? What spells did he destroy?
From what I saw, he hit a Satanova Alpha and another trap. Knowing Kane, it's probably Call of the Haunted.
Probably. Pretty standard in the Satella Knight decks.
Absolutely. And from playing against Kane in the past, he tends to be fairly lucky with his
He does.
draws,
He
I
tends to
find.
have he tends to hold his cards as well.
Mm.
You don't. You see them late when he needs them, and you know. I don't know. Sorry,
Maybe it's just because
I just saw the Dark Hole in the bottom of Ash's deck there, so he sided that one in.
Well, of course, it's another good out to the diamond.
Yes. But yes, he's very good at holding his cards, and like I said, it brings people thinking that he's very lucky. He might be lucky, he might be good at holding his cards.
I think it's just this one game, I just remember him top decking perfect like 3 or 4 times, which of course everyone does to you.
It happens.
But,
well, it's like I said, you play Clifford, and you open the perfect hand.
You just kill him.
And you just think the RNG gods. Well, that being said, like, I don't believe that Kane got to the top 32 at the YCS on pure dumb luck.
Oh, of course not. I'm not knocking him as a player at all by saying he's lucky.
Not.
I just find, I very rarely from when I play against him, he doesn't have a very solid opening. But that's just pretty standard for Satellanites. That's one of the big draws to the Satellite deck is just how absurdly consistent it is. As we see Ashiko
hitting in for a lot of damage.
2/3 of Kane's life points down.
Setting 2 and pass, Ash looks like he might be on the verge of winning this one.
I'm not sure what series of cards it would take for Ashiko to lose this game.
I know that, well...
It would be something along the lines of a couple MSTs into...
He's got the Honest. We're going to attack and see Honest here?
I feel like attacking and Honesting would be a mistake.
Yes.
Excuse me. As Honest will buy him a turn.
Well, that's my thing against PA. You don't really want to attack a lot of their monsters yet, and Kane scoops.
Ashiko with the MSTs for the back row.
Yeah, the second fire leak.
Second fire leak through his field.
There's no way getting it. Like I said, you don't want to attack just an established board of Burning Abyss because they just get everything back. They're so...
Yeah, you're not making any headway.
So much, and I tend to side out my Dark Holes and Regekis when I play against Burning Abyss because it's just... You only play the Dark Hole and the Regeki if you know that you can kill them in that turn.
Yeah, and if they have Seer, Graph, Farfa under their Dantes, it just doesn't do much good.
Seer, Summon, Dante, you can't get over it anyway. Or you're attacking for them to just plus off the Dante again.
Absolutely. Though knowing you just Stormbolt stealth your way to victory.
I'm pretty good at doing that.
Yep.
I like to play the kill 'em decks. Been playing OTK since 2001.
2001, eh?
Yep.
Back in the OCG Booster Pack 2.
No. Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, you got me there. Alright, so we have the players tied here, and I would assume Kane will be opting to go first into Game 3. And it'll be interesting to see whether or not he opens the Unakunlai Skybridge combo again. As it seems it's letting him make very fast Trevors.
We
have
see
2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors and a Satellanova Alpha in his opening.
Is there a monster in that hand?
It definitely looks like there is a Deneb in there.
Deneb and a Unicolai.
And Satellite Deneb really is the centerpiece
for the deck.
For the whole deck.
Well, it's just great. It's a similar kind of tactic with the play. You just you alter you Deneb how to get.
Yeah, you make 1 card exceeds.
And it's there's a Vega opening. So
here we have with the Vega into no other
Vega
monsters.
Into Floodgate Stellanova Alpha.
Also, yeah, it's just
it does make you think that he might have the Altair in hand.
That is very possible. I do believe I did see 2 monsters in his hand. Otherwise, that other card would be 100% set on the table.
Exactly. In Ash's hand, I did see the enemy controller before.
Not going to do much for him in this situation.
It's not, but it's interesting to see because you know he's only got 1 monster on the board. Maybe Ash is thinking, okay, he didn't open Deneb, he didn't open Unicolai. What's he doing with the Vega sitting here without special summoning another monster?
Absolutely. So it's clearly telegraphing Satelllanova Alpha, and in this situation, the best thing to do is usually just summon a monster that can attack over the Vega and get it out of the way and make all your combos in main phase 2.
Ash is definitely having a very long think.
So what I would expect to see from Ash here is probably a special summon of like a Seer and just an attack over the Vega. Or perhaps he's just going to go for it.
He is. He's making the Dante.
Which is also fine.
It's fine.
But because if he does have his Dante Satelllanova Alpha on the effect, so there's the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror.
And here we that's very brutal.
Graph.
Seer and Graph, that would have been great if Ash had the MST. Obviously did not see it.
And even if he did have the MST, because of the way that Ash sequenced his turn, Kane would have been able to Satelllanova Alpha the MST and just protect his floodgates.
That would have been a pro play.
it would have been sick plays 4 days. So we still have Ash here with his 2500 Dantes. He can make strong pushes with his Dante still, but he loses a lot of card advantage every time
That he does.
his field get cleared. So that's the real draw to playing these floodgate traps out of the Satellarknight deck, is it really just stops the Burning Abyss's card advantage engine.
Well, I remember Hoban saying in his articles that he writes on ARG, you've got decks that are the little guys that get their power from playing the back row, and then you've got decks that are the big guys that get their power from playing the big guys with the big effects.
Yeah,
So-
monster combo decks versus back row decks.
Yes, exactly. And
So your Mermails, your Dragon Rulers, and your Satellarknights, and your Fire
And
Fists.
I certainly believe Satellarknight is that. So is Burning Abyss, but Burning Abyss, I think with this kind of trapless version that's going around, it's a bit more on the power side, because all you do is drop your big monsters on the table.
Absolutely. Especially now that there's just so many.
Malabranches that just keep doing things when you kill them.
There is a lot of Malabranches now, that is absolutely correct. So Kane looks like he just drew a back row.
I see. He's looking through his extra deck, seeing if he can do anything here. You think that's an enemy controller set by Ash there?
It could be very
So I've
possible.
got an alpha set on Kane. I don't know what his other set card is.
I have a feeling if Kane does have
He's
an
looking-
Altai in hand, what do you feel like would be the ideal rank 4 to go into for him?
See, it's really hard because obviously if it was me, I want to Trevor, and you kind of want to hold it, but you know you can't hold it because Ash will just continue to make his board presence.
Also, I don't think he has the ability to Trevor, unless he has, his hand is exactly Altair.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd sit there, hold and try and draw cards, but that's obviously he's going to lose if he doesn't play anything.
Absolutely, yeah. The
So-
Dantes will just take off a good amount of his life.
To me,
total.
you'd have to play Max C drop.
Max C is a
Ash-
good one for Ash,
is
going to draw
Getting ahead here.
an extra card.
See, it's really hard to say because you don't want that back row to interrupt your play. So I'm thinking Castell, but as soon as he summons Castell, you can see it just. I can see it getting enemy control.
That is true, but it still does the job of clearing the Dante away.
It does.
But you
What
get
is
the Dante.
underneath the Dante as well?
I think, well, it's pretty much irrelevant at the moment because of the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror.
Yes, it is true. He's looking at the Castell. See, I also think it's strange playing in tournaments like this. You know, you're trying to get the round 1 win. It's obviously really important to get the wins early.
Absolutely.
Because obviously the further you go, the harder the matches get. But personally, I think it's a bit of a mistake for Kane to pick up his extra deck straight away.
It
Because
does,
it-
in fact, telegraph that I have an Altair.
Yes, it just tells Ash what he's prepared for. So Ash can think, okay, he's going to summon a monster. It's going to activate its effect. I'm going to chain X card to this effect.
It does let Ash plan ahead.
Okay,
And here
so-
we see Kane not wanting to play more into Maxi, which
Probably the smart move.
I'm not 100% if it's correct, because now he has nothing
Well, he's got
that
an
can
alpha.
deal with the Dante that's on the field. So he does have the Alpha, so he can opt to use the Alpha on the Dante, and I hope Ashiko
Draws
still
the
mills
card
3
off the
cards,
Alpha?
because it is a cost.
Ash is it's not looking like he's going to
He
do
appears to not be sending cards from deck to grave.
that.
There
Here
he goes. Okay, so we have a bunch of irrelevant Malabranques and an MST.
MST that would have been that was the first card off the top 2. Very, very important. He
It
does
would
get
have
the
been quite
Dante
weird.
effect.
Gets a Dante effect, but because he has back row, he will not be able to make another rank 3 play this
yes,
turn.
it seems like a very awkward position. Like,
Here we go, just a normal summon of a Seer, which does not have more attack points than that. So I'm assuming he's going to enemy control in response to the attack.
yes, turn to defense. Do we have something else here? That's another Shadow Imprisoning Mirror.
Yeah, Kane is packed with his floodgate. So basically, Ashiko this game is just
Like
going to
Ash
have to
does
go
have
for
the fire leg
beatdowns.
too. Dust Tornado. Does he hit it? He gets there.
He gets the fire.
Does
leg.
Ash have the second one?
Also, I believe the graph should be in attack position since Ashiko could not special summon it. He does
No, he
have
did
back row.
special summon it.
How did he special
Because he
summon it?
used the enemy controller, tacked over it, had no back row.
Very, very true. Turns out, I am blind.
Yeah, so I've heard you're very good at not reading life points as well.
Yeah, we'll get to
Lincoln
that.
recently
We will
told-
get to that later, Nathan. Thank you very much. Still a bit of a sore spot. So, Kane naturally has another Altair for a follow-up play. And as for rank 4s here, I'm not sure what he would want to go into.
I'm not sure what he'd want to go into either. Like, Ash could have his second fight. There it is.
There it is. Fire Leak.
So what do we do?
I'm assuming Ash is going to go Altair, back row, back row.
Yes, because that's
so there goes
much better position.
all of the shadow mirrors.
Activate his effects.
And then you see, look how happy Ashiko is to see 2 shadow mirrors down.
He
gets a seer and a graph.
It's like, it's like MSTing at Vanity's Emptiness. Just when you have it.
You mean when they standby phase Vanities you and they have one more set and then you night beam the other set and it's another emptiness?
And all you do is you stand up at the table and you flex.
Yeah, you just start
showing off the guns.
Take 2 tickets. So here we are with a Fire Leak, which is just a really, really powerful Icarus attack effect, allowing the BAs to float, destroy your entire opponent's field, take out 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors.
It's putting him so far ahead now because Ash was looking in a very, very tight spot there.
He was, yes.
He's deciding not to summon the Rubik.
As earlier, Ash is on a one-way ticket to Value Town.
At the moment. Like I said, it's 1 apiece, and Ash and Kane are both getting pretty low on cards.
That's true.
Even though both of their decks tend to add a fair bit.
They do tend to go to Floyd City. In saying that though,
Ashiko
has a Rubik and a Skarm on the field, so the Skarm's going to be able to get him a Tour Guide next turn. Kane appears to have just 1 card in hand. Did it look like a spell? I think it's a spell.
It's probably the Honest. It's a shame his Vega's in.
True, he hasn't
in defense
used
mode.
the Honest yet. So here we go. Ashoka gets a turn.
Checking the graveyard, seeing how many cards he's got left to deal with.
Yep, got to check for the Rainbow Karibo.
Here comes the Synchro play.
Synchro for the Virgil. So he's got a Skarm at the end phase.
He's obviously got
discarding
a card in hand.
Yep.
So Dante's in the grave.
Ashoka looks quite pleased with himself.
He does.
So I think he feels quite confident in this game at the moment.
He does tend to do that.
I'm usually confident when my Satel Knight player has a defense position Vega and 1 card in hand.
Oh, I'd be whole confident too, don't get me wrong. He's still going to deal a lot of damage.
He does, but he just has the Tour Guide. So that's 5,000 damage already on the table. If Ashoka manages, he could just pull out the win this turn.
Yes.
The highest attack from the Burning Abyss monsters is 1,600 on Seer, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so if he was to shuffle the Vega and grab for the Seer, he is unfortunately 100 damage off. 100 damage is off.
That is such a shame.
It is quite a shame.
I don't believe Ash will do that though.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, that's a good player because if the Seer does die, he gets the Dante back. That's 2 Maxi Night Beam. How would you feel about that, Mel? See, that's the thing about this deck too. It's a very, you do throw some cards away when you just mill spells and traps.
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes you can really give away
that's not far.
Some of your sick techs.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're shuffling it with a graph. Already used one this turn, so that's not going to trigger. We have a Farfa on the field for an insurance policy, I'm assuming. Just in case of, an Exciting Night, I suppose. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure why he summoned that either, but...
I know I often summon it against decks like Light Sworn and just make sure you have it on the field so that you can't get OTK'd. It really messes up the combat math for you.
It does.
So here we see Kane taking 6,000 big ones.
That is a lot of damage.
That is. And Ashoka has a Skarm in the graveyard, so he'll be able to get a Tour Guide. Tour Guide will be able to make him a Nightmare Shark next turn. So what Kane needs to do is he needs to clear every monster on the field and then have it out to the Nightmare Shark.
Yes, I believe.
So basically he needs Regeki into a giant hand. And I don't think Kane has a giant hand in his deck.
He's got to draw a Regeki and...
Kane does not have a giant hand in his deck. Actually, he could make a... Does he play... What's that cool little cavalry guy that destroys one level one? Yeah, Gandiva. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yes, that would be good, but it's still very unlikely.
Oh,
looks like Ash has this.
I'm not mincing words here. Yes. Kane is in quite a poor position.
Yes. All from the Fire Lake.
That Fire Lake was absolutely crucial.
Card is ridiculously strong.
If you can manage to resolve Fire Lake,
we have the Snatch Steal and
Snatch Steal Sovereign and Honest off the top. And we see here with Ashiko, Garen McCord, our chocolate champion, taking the first match of the day.
He does look quite pleased with himself. Worked his way out of the very, very awkward position he was in.
Hello, and we are back in the booth.
We're back in the booth, and we're feeling great. That was very, very interesting there to see.
That was some fun Yu-Gi-Oh!
It It was fun. It was intense though.
It was.
You could see Ash was under the pump, trying very hard to set up the Fire Lake play. And like we said, this shows
absolutely.
how the Fire Lake is important to the BA deck.
It's one of the most important cards in some matchups, but oftentimes the logic with cutting it is it just gets ruthlessly MST, Night Beamed. They Book of Moon one of your Dantes or something, which just clears your whole field.
Well, exactly. It's the last card you want to see when you're versing Burning Abyss.
Oh,
you don't want to lose
quite
3 cards,
there,
and then they get, they go +1, and you're down 3.
Oh yeah, the amount of times you go second against Abyss, they have like 2 back row, 2 Dantes and a Scarm, and you have no back row removal, no Book of Moons, no Regekis, no Snatch Skills. All you can do is make a prey and just...
Please don't have it. Please don't have
Pray.
it. I'm pretty good at doing that myself. But
yeah.
Pretty bad.
Knowing you just open Cat, Scout, Stealth,
Double Night Beam.
Double Night Beam.
Night Beam is great.
And then you just draw the 7th card and it would be Stormforth. That's playing against Nathan, the experience.
Yeah.
Except for the very first time I played Clifford, and it was a locals, and it was a mirror match between Nathan and I. And I seem to remember it was something along the lines of, he went Scout, Monster, Sacrifice, Go. And I Stormforced it, Disc, 2 Monoliths, carry into Pendulum Zone, attack you for over 8,000.
But that's how you learn.
I'm really good at this game.
Yes. But yeah, let's see if we can get Ash in. We can speak to him about his win.
I am quite keen to try and get a...
See if we can
Ash
find
coming out of the feature match room.
We'll see if we can wave him over. We did have a lot of people watching. He's getting congratulated. Like we said, Ash is a very, very popular man.
He's a well-loved man in the Australian Yu-Gi-Oh community, and for good reason.
Very nice play.
He's a very lovely human being. In fact, you know what?
I'm so keen to interview him.
Pretty much everyone here. I mean, as you see, there's Henry just behind us, coming off. He came second at the first Guf 500. Ninja Grandmaster Hamster Henry, also a very lovely person.
Very good. Also very good at having everything.
Yeah, he's probably the most have everything person I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go first. Hanzo set 5. In your standby phase, I would like to summon an Apex Avian, a Mist Valley Thunder Soldier guy, and 2 Vanity's Emptinesses.
And then play the Magic Planter.
You have to set spells first? Anti-spell fragrance, yeah, that card
when he wants to kill you, he just plays the Magic Planter. That was an interesting deck that he played for a while there. Anyway, what we were saying before is that we have a very well-knit Yu-Gi-Oh community here in Queensland.
We do have a nice little tight-knit community, yeah.
Yes. So,
as you'll probably hear from across the day, there'll probably be stories of us with nearly everyone that we get on the feature match table. We're pretty close with pretty much everyone here today.
We play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh.
We're a big fan of this card game.
Yes, it does things. Now, where is Ash? Here he is.
Is he
Come on in.
All right, I'm gonna jump off the mic and put Ashiko on.
I'm a potato. I'm a potato.
Ash has plenty of things to say.
I'm a potato.
Let's put the headset on first, pal.
Yes.
So we can hear your beautiful voice.
Oh, shut up.
So
Hi,
Ash,
guys.
how'd you feel about the win?
I'm a potato.
What did you do?
Game 1. I was thinking of the Dragon Ravine format for some reason. I wanted to spin a Zaltai on top of the deck, so it just wouldn't resolve. But I'm a retard.
I didn't see you guys.
No. Yeah. Otherwise, I lost that game simply because I didn't spin the net and just fire like them. I just wanted to stop the entire thing, but it's a trigger. It's a non-trigger.
You did get there in the end.
Yeah, but I mean, because I drew double fire.
It's fine. It's fine. You got.
Yeah, but I should have won game 1 straight away.
You should have.
Yeah.
But it's no big deal. We're in round 1.
Oh.
Like I said, it was pretty tough staring down 2 Shadow Mirrors. Obviously, you didn't know you had the second one. But we were sitting there going, oh.
But I drew double fire deck, and I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't have said that econ as well. Like that econ, I shouldn't have said the econ to begin with. Yeah, I shouldn't have said the econ, then I would have been fine, and I fell out the fire lake then, but it would have been easier.
Yes, exactly. But that's what we were saying. Fire Lake. What do you think of Fire Lake as a card?
Stupid.
The card is stupid. It's really, really, like we were saying before. It's the last card you want to see when you're versing BA, and it's the first card you want to see when you're playing BA.
Well, it depends what you're playing against. Like, if you're playing a back row heavy deck, like Satella Knight, and you're going second, in that Fire Lake, you pretty much just outright lose.
Yeah, but it's like same playing like Clifford.
But that's Yu-Gi-Oh these days.
Yeah.
I think it's like 1 card win. Oh, I Fire Laked in game 2 with Sir Scam Dante. What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
What are you gonna
it's
do?
just you go to Value City. How do you think Diddy Crow went?
It was good. Like the reason I'm playing Diddy Crow with Cycle Readers for volcanics. not that expect anyone to play Volcanics, but you can just banish the trap.
As I was saying, we've
Yeah.
seen a couple of volcanic decks here today.
Yeah, well, you just banish the trap during the standby phase because you can only activate the graveyard effect in the main phase, so you just don't get scatter shot. Or if they recycle scatter shot, you just banish one of them.
Yes.
And then it's just like, well, that's over. That's the reason why I'm playing it. And I'm already maining 3 Maxi.
Yes, we saw that. We were contemplating whether you would side them out or not against the Tellarknights. It's kind of a 50-50 we were talking about,
But I'm hoping to drone to Maxi. Like, this is what happened. Like, it's like, this is bad Yu-Gi-Oh in general, but I Maxi did, and the next card I did was Diddy Crow. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop.
Wow, we'll get there. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I just Maxi, next row Diddy Crow, well,
That's
you're
like
not,
good game.
yeah,
have
you're not
fun.
gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh, you're gonna have a 17.
Well, yeah, it was a very short game 2.
I'll open it up.
Yes. I've seen a lot of hero decks here today. I know you're a fan of playing heroes, Ash. Why are you not playing heroes?
I can't play Stratos. I'm not gonna swear, but everybody's like 3 and Stratos. That's what I'll say.
Hashtag.
Hashtag. Should I bet on my gut shot?
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty.
Alright, man. Thanks for
Cheers,
coming, chatting. Best of luck for the rest of the day.
Yeah, thanks. I need to knock potato. Shout out to Jimmy Boy.
Shout out to Jimmy Boy.
Jimmy Boy.
We'll be back in just a sec for round 2 on the Guf Regional Edition.